Thank you so much. Everything's going well. No complaints whatsoever. I'm ready too. All right, today's topic, everything about the Philippines, everything to know about Cebu City. Uh, whatever you guys want to talk about, I am ready when it comes to the Philippines and Cebu City. Just getting started here. So I've got 9 people online. How's it going, everybody? Coming to you live from the Philippines. Hello, how are you doing? From Austin, Texas. How's the weather there? I would like to start off and ask everybody, what's the best time to go live? Again, I don't know because the time difference now happens to be 12 hours because of the time change you guys just had. But again, just looking to see what's the best time for you guys. You and your wife are moving over here this coming up June. Are you moving to Cebu City? Are you moving somewhere in the Philippines? Do you already have a location picked out? Do you already have the place to live already picked out? Capital Ideas, appreciate it. It's 6 p.m. on the East Coast. All right. So if you're in Texas and you have 80-degree weather, you're going to like it over here because right now, like I said, I tell everybody every single time about the weather over here. We're talking about between 80 and 100 every single day. That does not deviate. If it rains, still going to get 80 to 100. The cool season, 80 to 100. Always 80 to 100. You bought land in Davao. So you're actually in Mindanao. I've only been to that area once in Mindanao, but again, I loved it. Went to Ozamas City and had a very good time. The people are so great there. I mean, so friendly. Every single person went out of their way just to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, hello, how are you? Always loving to have a nice conversation. So the people there are amazing. 9 might work better for other time zones, though. I could do a change. I could change it up to now again. You're saying 9 o'clock there, so change it to 9 o'clock here as well. So again, it'd be 9 a.m. my time. So you want me to get more sleep? That's good. Looking out for me. Around Cebu, too soon to do much other than research. Cebu's an awesome place. I cannot say enough about Cebu. Again, I've been here for 14 months, actually a little bit over 14 months, and nothing but good things to say about Cebu City. The people, the area, it's amazing. Capital Ideas. I've been to Cebu and Iloilo. No, I have not been to Iloilo. I heard that Iloilo is supposed to be like the next Cebu City. Again, I'm not sure why they say that. That's what I actually hear from other people. But again, this just gives you guys an idea that that's an up and coming city to live in. 7 p.m. here in Texas. Me and my wife usually go live right about now. That'll increase your U.S. viewers, brother. Appreciate it. I do have a Facebook. It is Britt, my first name. Actually, my first name is Jonathan, but my middle name is Britt. And in the South, a lot of us go by our middle name. So again, it's Britt, Britt. And then last name is McAllister, Mcalister. Yes, I do have Facebook. And actually, I post all of my videos on Facebook after I put them up. Capital Ideas. Iloilo is more laid back. It has more charm, in my view. I'm gonna have to make it down there again. I've heard a lot of people talk about it, being a smaller city, but again, that could be attractive to a lot of people. Again, the only reason Cebu City worked out for me is because I moved here already knowing someone that was actually a vlogger, and because of him and his group, I met several friends. So it's very hard for me to leave a good group of friends that I have here. Again, I know I could go somewhere else and meet other people, but again, my friends are pretty amazing. I believe I saw a video where you were being interviewed and spending that time around 1,800 to 2,200 per month, on which included your traveling, etc. Is that still the case or any increase? No increase whatsoever. Again, I'm living here. My budget was set before I moved here at 3,000 US dollars per month. I have never, in not one month, have reached that number. That's actually good for me. So, again, between 1,700 and 2,200, you're going to be living a good life. 2,200 is when I'm actually doing, say, two travels per month. That could be like with friends going to like Bantayan Island, or going to Camotes Island, Wall, Bohol. So again, always staying between 1,700 and 2,200. Those trips don't cost very much when you're getting on your motorbike and taking those trips. Again, you're talking about hotel stays. Again, I never reached my budget, so what I did was I came up with a daily budget of 4,000 pesos per day. So when you come to 4,000 pesos a day and you're only spending, say, 1,000 to 1,200 pesos for a room, you can do the math yourself and see how much you have left over for your daily budget after actually getting a rental property, a rental room. Let me scroll back up. Oh, I'm losing comments here. Deficit. How long do you spend at immigration office to extend your visa? I drive about 35, 40 minutes to Lapu-Lapu, and I'm in the office for about 10 minutes total. That's every single time. So again, about 10 minutes in the office. Last time I did it, I forgot the exact number. I could actually put that up again, but it's not very much. I mean, I think for 2 months, I think it was 3,800 pesos. So you take 3,800 divided by 58, that gives you that number. But again, 10 minutes. That's all that you're in that office. It's very quick and easy. No one says a word to you. The guy hands you a pen, actually hands you some paperwork. You have some pens that are attached by string to a little desk. You go over there and fill out your information. And you do have to have your passport. So again, have your passport with you. In Cebu City, I stayed 5 minutes away from Alice Central Mall in the business park. Again, that's Ayala Center Mall in the business park. And again, that's a great area. The mall is fantastic there. It has actually more shops than the one over in IT Park. But again, an amazing mall. If you're looking for anything, I can't imagine there's not a single thing that you would go in that mall for to look for that you would not find. But are you coming back anytime soon? Dating is incredible there. Well, I mean, I can't say it's bad. I mean, it's a big part of the reason I came over here to the Philippines, being number one reason that I could actually move over here and not work anymore. You got to imagine the stress relief when you have 12-hour days over in America, and all you're thinking about is paying those big bills. And again, I did the math the other day. I actually saw that my mortgage over there, counting all the extras, was about 3,000 per month. That's just to have a place to live. Now imagine when you add in about 3 to 4,000 per month to go out and eat every day, like I was, and then you're also talking about car insurance. And I didn't have any car payments. Again, I paid my car and my boats and all those things off. But again, I just had the regular expenses. But again, I probably was looking at probably around $6,000 to $8,000 out the door in America, and all my things were paid for. Again, if you have a car payment and you have car insurance, which I had car insurance, but again, I'd probably say about six. I don't know, it might even be more than that. But I'm gonna say 6 to 10,000 US dollars per month to live in America. And over here, you're talking about 17 to 2,200. That was a big push for me to come over here and actually not have any more work and start living life. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Mike's Filipino Retirement. Good luck with your channel. Keep up the good work. I appreciate it. I have watched yours, so I learned from the best out there. Again, thank you so much. When I watched all the videos in America, again, I hate to say this, dating was only a small portion of the videos I watched. The biggest thing for me was budget. So again, I was focused so hard on budget and wanting to know, did I have enough money to live in the Philippines and what was going to be like to live in the Philippines with a certain amount of money per month. And again, I was brave enough. And again, I say brave enough. I think now it's actually smart enough. I did the research and looking at the Philippines so often. I mean, I looked every day to every video I could possibly find regarding the Philippines. But again, the best decision I ever made. I moved over here, $3,000 budget, and I haven't looked back one day yet. I am so excited about living here. Time may be a little early. Some of us haven't made it home from work yet. That's my brother. Now, my brother's in the car business. He's a finance manager for Chevrolet. And again, he works those long hours over there, just like I was talking about. I used to talk to him. Now, again, I haven't maybe discussed it with you guys enough about this, but again, I was a roofing guy over in America. I was a sales manager for a roofing company, Cardinal Roofing in Birmingham, and then I switched down to Gulf Shores, Alabama. But again, my roof started around 6 a.m. in the morning, so my day persists of getting up at about 4:30 in the morning, being on my job site at 6 a.m., staying there until about 12, going out and do some door knocking, trying to get some new customers. And then from there, I would go back to the job site, stay there until about the time it was finished. And then after I was finished, I would go out and do some more door knocking, trying to accumulate more roofs to do. So again, I would usually stop door knocking around 8 or 9 o'clock at night for the most part. So again, you can see my day getting up at 4:30, being home around his time, around 9 p.m. And it was long days, but now I'm actually over here living the dream, in my opinion. Again, I don't work any longer. I appreciate having a place like the Philippines to come to enjoy life, to sit back and relax. I never have to worry about money. That's the biggest thing I can tell you guys. When you come over here, you do not have to worry about, oh, do I have enough for this meal? Do I have enough for this vacation? Do I have enough for this or that? I never think about money. It takes a big, big stress off my shoulders. Again, I can't stress that enough to you. Again, all that stress that I had in America about coming up with the bill money, that's all gone now. Got to get that next roof. Got to knock on enough doors to get enough roofs. Not even a thought on my mind now. Again, stress free over here, living the life, trying to do the best things I can possibly do. Capital ideas. Even those who don't want to live in Cebu City can have a tremendous fun there. Oh yes, I mean I have traveled so much of the Philippines, and again I'm going to count. I always say I've been to 13 islands here in the Philippines, which I have been to 13 islands. But again, I'm counting like when I do a 3 island tour. Like I went to Battayan Island, and when I was there, I did like an excursion called the 3 island tour. If you're ever in Battayan Islands, you want to do the 3 island tour. One of the islands is called the Virgin Islands. Beautiful location. Fantastic. And then right after that, they take you to a place that actually has a bar on the island in a laguna there. An amazing place, guys. I mean, I can't say enough about Battalion Island. These guys, they do the. If you ever seen that movie Cocktail back in the day, they'll flip up the cups and do all these, the shaking and the stirring. They'll do all that for you. I mean, these guys are amazing bartenders, and they have a live DJ at all times there. The times I've been there 3 times already. But again, each time they have a live DJ, just having a good time. I mean, people are dancing. They actually unhooked the DJ for me to actually do a karaoke song there. And again, just an amazing time at this place. Again, they have boats there. They have a laguna you can swim in. They have a pool there to get in. You actually have to pay extra for the pool. But again, you have an amazing time to go there and hang out in the pool, get drinks brought straight to you like you're at any resort in, in the Caribbean. Youngs, I share your page with everyone I know that's planning on retiring there. Love your content, brother, and love your honest and relatable, how relatable you are. Thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart, I do appreciate that. I am trying, the main focus for me in my channel is like me. Before I started doing research and started watching bloggers, I had no idea about retiring abroad. It was never on my radar. I never even put a thought to it. Again, I was over in America making very good money. Again, I can't say enough about the roofing industry. Again, thumbs up to my buddy Jody, who actually owned Cardinal Roofing at the time. He sold the company, but again, thumbs up to him. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be over here because I actually was allowed to make enough money to put a lot of my money into savings and to buy houses and to buy boats that I actually paid cash for. So because of that, I was able to sell those assets. And again, I didn't own my condo outright, but again, I still had about 180,000 in equity there. So again, because of all those things I did, I was able to put all that money from selling those things into different accounts, like safe things like CDs and annuities and things like that. Again, to pay for my 6 years here before I got to the retirement age. The great thing about Britt is he appreciates the warm, incredibly friendly Filipino people and life in general. I cannot say enough about the people here in the Philippines. I know people say I should not make comparisons regarding money and things like that. This is speaking from the heart, guys. And I know you guys will say you can't compare, but I can't help but compare because I lived my entire life in America. The average pay over here for these employees is between 250 and 400 US dollars per month. And to walk around this city and see the smiles on their face, the singing in public, karaoke is abundant. It's everywhere. Everywhere you look, you have karaoke. And these people are singing, they are laughing in the streets, they're smiling, they're saying good morning, good evening, good afternoon, always there to put a smile on my face. Again, I cannot say enough about the people here. The staff at the restaurants, always so friendly and so courteous. The people make this country what it is. They are amazing people. So again, thumbs up to all the people here in the Philippines. Amazing people. Capital ideas. I want to move there, but need to get prepared first. I need to. I need a portable income. I've told some guys. There's a gentleman by the name of Kevin. He's a police officer, and he's been over here several times this year, actually. And he just got a new job. I think somewhere in West Virginia, somewhere. I'm not going to tell all you specifics, but again, great guy. He's been over here several times this year, and we've met each time he's come. And he's looking forward to getting him here to the Philippines. Again, he goes back to America and he tells me about how bad the dating is, how bad the weather is, and how much he loves the Philippines. He can't do it at this moment. Again, he's only in his 30s. But again, for anyone that can work remotely, And I mean by that, there's jobs out there like at Amazon just doing customer service. I have a gentleman here, a very good friend of mine, B-Rad. He actually works here doing customer service for companies over in America. I would do, if I knew what I knew now, I would do whatever is possible to be over here in the Philippines. I don't care if that's working third shift for Amazon, just doing basic customer service, making $13 per hour. Again, you take $15 an hour times 40, what is that? 600. 600 times 4 is $2,400. There's my budget, guys. Actually, it's over my budget. And you're living a good life. So again, that's all I can say about that. Again, I would do whatever I could to get here to the Philippines. The only mistake I ever made in life was not getting over here earlier. Smurf Crusher, how you doing? I'm doing good, man. How are you doing? Mr. Dave, I find Britt attractive, but only as a friend. I'm glad that's the case. I see all your comments, Mr. Dave. I don't know how to take it sometimes. Again, it's kind of strange I say that because over here in the Philippines, it is actually not a bad thing. Now, again, I want you guys to understand this. Here in the Philippines, it is not a bad thing for a Filipino to tell someone else, another guy, for example, like me, that you're attractive or good looking. A little unlike in the U.S. We might get a little taken back by it in the U.S. But here in the Philippines, for a Filipino to tell me that, hey, you're a handsome guy, that's actually okay over here. I didn't know all the rules and regulations when it comes to that, but again, I've learned that over time. Smoke Crusher, Mr. Dave. Well, at least you're consistent. Yes, he is. I think I've seen about 5 comments from Mr. Dave over my time here on YouTube. Havlin, looking forward to meeting you later. Yes, I believe we talked a little bit earlier this morning. I'll be available as soon as this is over. And again, after I usually have my, just kind of give you a heads up, after I have my lives, I always talk to my family right after because they like to tell me about my live experience here on YouTube. So again, I always talk to my brother and my dad, sometimes on a joint call. But again, I miss them so much. So I can't say enough. I miss my family. If only they would take the chance to come over here and just test the waters here in the Philippines. And I know they're watching. You guys would love it here. This is an amazing country. It's not third world like you guys are thinking. This is like any city in America. I love Cebu City. Again, I can't say enough. I miss them though every day. I mean, I wish they were here, but they're not. So that's what I have to do. Mr. Dave is a friendly Southerner, like many Southerners in the U.S. Appreciate it. I am Southern through and through. Again, that's you can hear my accent. So again, I am the Southern guy. John C. I wonder if this is John Cena from WWE, maybe. No, I know it's not. I see your picture. Thanks, Brett. Really appreciate your channel. I've learned so much. And I spent a month in Cebu at the Quest. Thanks again. The Quest, from what I understand, again, I tried to get an interview there and do a walk around, but they were actually fully booked, so I could not see any rooms. It's supposed to be an exceptional stay here in Cebu City, the Quest. I have not stayed there, so I can't tell you about how nice it is. All I can say, if I were coming here to Cebu City for the first time, nothing against the Quest, but the SEDA, SEDA happens to be attached to the Ayala Central Block Mall. So again, for convenience, SEDA would be the number one on my list. If you're looking over at the business park area, I can't say enough about the friendly staff at the Golden Prince Hotel. I loved it there. I stayed there for like almost 2 weeks. They had free lunch. It's a little free buffet, finger food kind of thing, which is plenty for what you're wanting for lunch. And they had free breakfast. And again, I think it was around $23 per night. So if you're getting free breakfast and getting free lunch, look at your savings, guys. Again, I probably spend about 500 to 700 pesos per meal. So you're looking at about $8 to $9 per meal. Again, if I want to go a little cheaper than that. I will do a video for you guys to show some of the restaurants here where you can actually eat a lot less than that. Again, one of my big thumbs up would be to the Rib Shack, for example. You can go there and you can get a meal for 189 pesos. You add a Coke to that for about 80 pesos. You're looking for around 250 pesos for a complete meal. Where does that meal come with? It comes with a full, I think they call it a quarter chicken. They call it pecho here. So again, you're talking about the leg and the breast, and that is done in sala style, which is amazing. It comes with a side of rice. The side of rice is unlimited, so you can actually keep eating all the rice you actually want while you're there. And it comes like a little vinegar style, like a cabbage, I think it is, or not cabbage, but like some type of thing there. But anyway, I love it. Now, it's a great place. And again, you're eating for less than $5 at the Rib Shack. So again, another one you can look at is Boy Zumba. Same exact price. You're looking at about $4 or $5 out the door. Sushi over here. I went ate sushi yesterday at an amazing sushi restaurant here, Japanese restaurant, right here beside the mall in IT Park. I think my roll was 249 pesos. Then I had the Coke for I think 80 pesos. So again, you're looking at right above $5. Being this is a huge, long sushi roll, an amazing one. I think they called it the crazy roll. Amazing though, guys. Capital One's no wonder you retired early. Your job was tough. Good for you. It was a tough job. I mean, again, I got up at 4:30 in the morning and worked until sometimes, not all the time. Now, I'm not going to say I worked those hours all the time, but for the most part, I never got home before 6 or 7 o'clock because my roofs were going on until 6 and 7 at night. And that's when they were actually completing the job. Most of the jobs we actually did, at my job, at Cardinal Roofing, were completed in a day. So again, we would tear it off and put a new one on in one full day, no matter what size it was, for the most part. Now, if you get into like doing a church where it's like 100 square, you're looking at possible 3 days because of the zoning and everything like that. But again, yes, I had very long days. Youngs, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. I love seeing the supers. I don't get them very often, but again, when I do see a super, I truly appreciate it. Again, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Loving you guys. And again, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed. I've got all the new videos that are coming out now. Again, we talked about a live the last time. Just so happens that I still had about 3 or 4 videos to put out after that live. But again, after that live, I'm gonna call you guys my buddies, my friends. Again, because that's how I look at you. Is you're like my buddies and my friends. Smurf Crusher, yeah, the lower price of living is a massive advantage. Like yourself, I no longer have to work and stress all the disadvantages of the U.S. in addition of being invisible man in the U.S. The invisible man is a statement, true fact in America. And again, my brother and my dad did not understand this. I look at myself as being an average Joe in America. Again, I got a few extra down here. 5'8". Again, I'm not the tall, dark, and handsome. I'm 5'8". I got all my hair, as you can see. Yes, I had to advance to the glasses. Uh, again, I can see fine without the glasses. There's no problem there whatsoever. There's actually times here in the Philippines I actually go out without my glasses, so I look a little younger. But again, I see further away, and I can see the Filipinos a little bit better when I have my glasses on. But you'll want to know to do that when you're over here to look very, very close for that Adam's apple because you never know who you can talk to. But again, I was invisible. To give you guys a little story on that. I was living in Birmingham. I started with Cardinal Roofing in Birmingham, Alabama. Lived there with my ex actually, and ended up going down to Gulf Shores. And in Gulf Shores, I did meet a young lady. I was there for about 2.5 years. I did meet a young lady there. We dated for a year and a half. I talked about her in the past. A bad situation. Again, only thinking about money, not thinking about the person she's dating. She only thought about what I could do, what I could give, the lifestyle I could give. That became a pain in my butt. But again, after that, I tried going out all the time, trying to meet new friends. It was so difficult. Again, back when I was growing up, you're playing in the neighborhood, like before high school, you had great friends. You're out there riding your BMX bike, and you're building ramps, and you're playing basketball, and just having a good time playing BB Wars and things like that, playing the Pinecone Wars. Had great friends. As I noticed after my divorce, which was about 8 years ago, it's very tough meeting new friends. Again, I met some guys while I was married and things like that, which they were my close friends, like Jody, for example, the guy I worked for at his company. But again, it's very hard just to go out and meet new people. It's very, very hard in America. And again, I tried. I tried going to pickleball. And again, I didn't meet a lot of couples there, but those pickleball players, they didn't care about wanting to go out afterwards and hang out with a single guy. These guys were couples. So they actually would go home because they're all sweaty from playing pickleball all night. They go home. So again, I tried the bars, I tried the church, I tried everything to meet new people over there, and it was so difficult. I come over here, that's what makes it so amazing, guys. I come over here the first week I moved to the Philippines. I met guys. And just so happens those same exact guys, and a shout out if you guys are watching right now, B-Rad, George, Mark, Michael, Paul, all my guys out there. And again, I might be leaving some guys out. Kevin, back in the States. You guys are amazing friends. So again, thank you. So again, it was so amazing, and those friends are still mine now. So I've actually had the same friends now for a year. So again, I found friends here in a week. I spent months and up to a year and a half trying to make friends in America, and it never happened. Again, I'm talking about friends. I had acquaintances there, like at the bar. I walk up there, oh yeah, how's it going, Steve? How's your work week? That's an acquaintance. It's not a friend. I'm talking about guys over here that you actually spend time with. You actually go out and eat dinner with. You actually spend time at lunch with. You meet at Starbucks and you're talking for 2 and 3 hours. Those kind of friends, guys. I actually invited them over here this past week for the very first time to have dinner, and I want to start doing that on a regular basis. But again, I'm talking about true friendship. Derek Houston, thanks for the info, man. We are in Colorado and love it, but hate the cost. Just mortgage at $3,400 a month. That's very no bueno. No bueno being no good in Spanish, guys. Again, I don't speak Spanish, but I know enough about Spanish to know what some of the words are. We are looking at Vietnam and the Philippines in the next 2 years for full-time living. The only reason, and again, I'm going to give you guys some info here, and you can do your research on it. I researched for months and months and months before moving here to the Philippines. The number one attraction, and again, I'm going to tell you the difference between what I think between Vietnam and Philippines, but you can actually comment here later. If in the Philippines, on your regular passport, guys, you can stay here for 3 years on your regular passport. 3 years. You're going down to an office, or you can do it online. You can do an extension every 2 months for a total of 3 years. Once the 3 years is up, you leave the country for one day, 24 hours only, and you can return, and the 3 years starts all over. From what I understand in Vietnam, again, I could be wrong. You guys can give me a comment later. From what I understand about Vietnam, is you're only allowed 30 days. And I've heard some stories from people who actually lived in the Vietnam area. And again, I'm not sure how much truth it is in these stories that I've heard. I'm not sure what happened to these people. Again, they had an apartment in Vietnam, and during their stay there, they were told they had to leave. Well, they still had not a mortgage, they still had a rental agreement to pay for rent. And now they're having to leave. And again, I am told there they can say to leave whenever they say to leave, you have to leave. That's probably the same case in here in the Philippines. But again, I know the rules and regulations here. In Vietnam, from what I understand, you're allowed 30 days. Now, again, are there ways to work around that? I'm sure there are. Just like here in the Philippines, we have the SRRV visa. I'm sure they have the exact same style visa in Vietnam and in Thailand. And again, I've heard some amazing things about Thailand, and I will be traveling to Thailand in the near future. Again, I am looking forward to that. But again, here in the Philippines, to have that 3 years just on your passport and be able to leave and come back after 24 hours is amazing. That was one of the biggest things when I looked at the Philippines. Smurf Crusher. Britt, do you find the heat overwhelming there in Cebu? I went to a few places before settling in Baguio City for the cooler climate, but the urban lifestyle there looks very appealing. Again, it is always between 80 and 100. There's nothing you can do about it, nothing you can say about it. It is 80 to 100 every single day. So when it says it's 100, excuse me, when it says it's 80 degrees out there, it feels most of the time when you go on like the Weather Channel. I actually use Weather Channel a lot. It'll say it's 82 degrees, for example, but feels like 87 or 92. So again, it may be 80, but it's going to feel like 90. It is hot. When I go out there and I walk the streets, and even though I'm using the breathable shirts, I am sweating underneath. So again, you are going to get some hot and sweaty, but again, I'm going to start doing that actually more often now because I think I'm going to try to get into the healthier idea of going out and doing more walks. I went out and walked yesterday and did several interviews, and for the first time in probably about 2 or 3 weeks, on my phone, I saw that I reached all my goals as far as the steps, as far as the calorie burn. I reached all those goals in a day, so that actually was a good thing to see. And I haven't probably seen that in a couple of weeks now because I've been sitting at home eating Big Macs. Capital ideas. The heat in Cebu City is just like the Florida summer heat. That's correct. Just like Florida. If you want to give an example of how it is over here in the Philippines, go to Florida during the summer, and that's what you're going to get over here. And actually, it may during the summer actually may be a little cooler over here. To be honest with you, I have no problem with the weather. Again, the good thing about here in IT Park, and I'm just going to kind of give you guys my generalization about how I take in the heat. I go out there and I spend, say, 2 hours trying to find people to interview, or I just do some walks around IT Park. Then I walk over to the mall and I go inside the mall. One of the coolest places, I mean, coolest, not the coolest to hang out. One of the coolest places to go, though, happens to be Starbucks. That Starbucks is highly air conditioned. So again, you walk in from that hot weather from outside, from doing your long walks, trying to find Filipinos and Filipinas to interview, and you walk into that Starbucks, and bam, oh, I mean you get hit by the cool temperatures from the aircon. So again, big shout out to you about that. But again, yes, it is hot. Capital ideas: Filipinos are much happier than Americans, despite the desperate poverty. Very true. And again, that's why I love it over here so much. The people are so nice. Again, I always try to give the example of being at the bank. Again, I do have my own bank account over here. If you guys are wanting to know more about banking over here, I have no problem speaking about banking. Again, I have BDO. I actually had my BDO account within my first 3 months of stay here in the Philippines. Again, I think it was right around the time I got my ACR card. But again, I have my own bank account. No issues getting it. Um, Privately, I will tell you guys about banking. I don't want to talk too much about banking on here. So I did go out. I actually went by the bank yesterday and I asked them if they would actually be a sponsor for me here on my YouTube channel and allow me to go into the bank and talk to people. So again, they said they're going to consider it and talk to upper management about getting me in the bank and actually doing videos live there. So you guys may see in the future some banking videos and talking to the manager of the location and things like that, for example. But again, the people here make this country. They may be um, light in the wallet, but if I were to go out there and get a flat tire, for example, on my bike, I can't imagine how many people would come to my aid and to my rescue to fix the bike or offer me a ride, offer me assistance of some kind. They are so pleasant and so nice to be around. So again, yes, Smurf Crusher. I spent very little time in Florida, basically getting on and off a cruise ship. It was pretty hot for sure. Yes, Florida is hot. But again, it's hot here. So don't, if you're coming over here to stay for a long period of time, or you're coming over here to live like me, again, I know I told my story on an interview. Guys, I had never been to Asia. All of my travels, the only time I've actually been out of the United States besides the Caribbean, I actually went over to Amsterdam when I was younger. So again, over to Holland. But other than that, I had never been outside of the Caribbean and outside the United States until I actually moved here. Everything I based my move on came from right here. It came from YouTube, watching other YouTubers like Mike, for example, Old Dog, uh, Chad, a guy named Chris. Again, I watch these guys. They help me out so much on learning about the Philippines. Again, thumbs up to you guys. Thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys' content. It helped me with my decision making. Again, I moved here to Asia, never been here before, sight unseen, sold all my belongings in America, and I moved here. Best decision I ever made. Best decision I ever made. I love it here. I love living here. There's not a negative in my mind, not one negative. So, again, thumbs up to the Philippines. MF. I love Cebu, 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 Cebu. I love you. Yes, I love Cebu as well. Actually, they had their own theme song. I don't know all the words. That was a part of it, but one of the main chorus lines in it is "I love Cebu," and again, that's one of the big songs over here. So I love Cebu as well. Capital ideas. I don't know any different. I've only lived in Houston, Gainesville, and Jacksonville. Again, it is hot over here, but again, if you're in Texas, Florida, same weather, guys, during your hot season. Again, this is every day. So again, they have two seasons here, two seasons only. They have the dry season and they have the wet season. That's all they've got. Smurf Crusher. I agree. Been here since August, and I've never been anywhere before where the people have been so kind and considerate as they have been here on multiple islands. So it means that everywhere in the Philippines, not just here in Cebu, just so he knows, I mean, everywhere I've been in the Philippines as well, they're all the same, the people. It's not just one place here. That is correct. Again, no matter where you go, I have been to several locations. Again, kind of give you guys some heads up on where I've been. I've been to Cebu City. I've been to, again, I'll name all the places here in Cebu first, and then I go to the ones outside of Cebu. I have been to Cebu City, Car, uh, Toledo. I've been to Mwawwal. I've been to Oslob. I've been to Bogo City. I've been to several places in between here in Bogo City, actually, where I've been done some day trips where I went to like a hot springs, for example. I went to the zoo here in Cebu, a big safari like zoo. And again, this is a real safari where the animals are out there, going free. I've been to those. So again, they have all the things you can possibly think of here in the Philippines. So again, I've been on the outside of Cebu. I've been to Leyte. I've been to Ormoc. I'm actually getting ready to do another trip here soon with Chad. We're actually going to go over to Samar and go drive through Leyte and stop at a few places along the way. And then I've also been to Bohol, which is a very good beach community island to go visit. I have been to Dumaguete. I've been to Valencia. I've been to um, um, Darwin, for example. I think it's Darwin. But again, Darwin actually is where my cousin actually built a house. Again, my cousin actually met his Filipino wife 32 years ago as male, just writing letters back in the day. And again, they married and they have a child, a daughter. She's an adult now, but again, they have a daughter and they finally built a house down in Darwin. So again, thumbs up to them guys. Again, their house is beautiful. It's a 3-story overlooking the ocean. So again, great to be around. But again, no matter where you go, and again, I've been trying to think some of the places. And again, Camotes Island and also Bantayan Island. So I've been in a couple places here, and everyone is always the same. Always considerate, always helpful, always polite. And again, always hello, how you doing? Again, I can't get enough of it. Britt, the president of the Philippines, was arrested 2 days ago. Is it still safe for foreigners to visit the Philippines? Safe. I'm not sure what research you guys do. There is only one area in the Philippines that's dangerous to go visit, from what I'm understanding. Again, and I've actually seen videos where people from America, people from Canada, other foreigners down there and they visit that area. And again, the reason why is there are some terrorist cells in the area in the Philippines. But other than that one small region of an island, other than that, I feel safer here in Cebu City than I felt in America. So again, when it comes to safety, guys, I feel completely safe here in Cebu City. No issues whatsoever. I have actually been out at times when I should not be out. Maybe had a few couple toddies too much at 2 and 3 in the morning by myself in what they say is a bad area, which is Mango Square. Nothing bad happened. Completely safe, guys. So again, I love the Philippines. Completely safe. I realize you sold your house, maybe living in part of the proceeds of the sale. Can you tell us about how you make passive income? Tony, it's kind of strange you're asking that. And people have asked me about my income here. I did a video, so I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about the video again. I did a video when I first moved here. And if you want to look it up, it's financing the move to the Philippines. In that video, I do things that most bloggers will not do. Again, that's according to what I've heard. I will tell you how much money I have to start with. I will tell you how I allocated it and put it in different CDs and or annuities, and tell you how I did my budget here. And again, I tell it dollar for dollar. I held nothing back. I told you what I started out with to live here for the next 6 years before I turn 62 years old and start getting roughly, between 1,700 and 2,000 from the U.S. government for Social Security. Again, I describe that in full. So again, I hope you'll look back and look at a previous video. Again, it was the one financing my move to the Philippines. Capital Ideas. Actually, I started down a street in Cebu City near the business park that was the slums, like those that haven't existed in the U.S. over 100 years. There was a smell of sewage in the area. I haven't spent much time in the business park. I do have a video that's coming out this weekend, and this is the worst street that I have seen here in the Philippines. So you guys stay tuned and you'll see the worst street that I've actually been on here in the Philippines. And again, I have traveled around. I have actually been in homes where would I find it comfortable to live in? No. But again, I've been in homes here in the Philippines. And again, I have no complaints about living here in the Philippines. Again, I have never, I may have had some smells. I think what the problem with me is I'm so positive about the Philippines. I blow by all the anything that could be possibly negative. And again, I haven't had any bad areas. I've walked the streets. I've walked for hours and hours and hours all around Business Park when I stayed there for those 2 weeks. I've walked around IT Park. And again, just so you guys know, IT Park and Business Park are kind of like the bubbles. But again, clean bubbles. Very nice here, guys. But again, there probably are some areas there that could be what people consider slums. And on my video that's coming up, you guys are going to see the worst part of the IT Park area. You'll see that here is coming up soon. Everybody, I was trying to walk to IT Park and decided to turn around and take a cab instead. All right. I love all the feedback. Again, I have walked all the way from Business Park all the way to IT Park. No issues whatsoever. That's just me. Again, when I first moved here, trying to get familiar with the area. But again, I've walked and walked and walked for for hours and hours and never had an issue here and always had the same smile on my face no matter what I'm saying. And again, maybe if people, again, if you come over here and you're thinking this is the developing country or the third world country, you put in your mind, again, this is what happens with me. Maybe you guys can learn from this. The people here are so sweet and so nice. It drowns out any of the negatives. And again, that's what I have adapted to. That's what I'm going to continue to do. But again, I love the Philippines. Johnny Atkins, and Ellen from Ocean City, Maryland. Love traveling to Bacolod, Philippines. That is another area I have not been to that I'm going to travel to soon. I think that's where Geo moved to from Geo here in the Philippines. Again, he went through a separation from his wife here recently, and again, that was well publicized on YouTube. And again, I hate that for him because I don't think it's none of people's business of what you guys separated for. Again, that's just my take. If people want to monetize themselves by telling outright lies or stories about your marriage, so be it. I mean, that's their right. I would never do that. Again, it's just I don't want to try to get any type of views from telling stories about someone else's life. I'm actually here to tell about my life here in the Philippines, the bonuses I find by living here in the Philippines compared to living in the US. I'm here to get you guys that are over in America that are on that fence thinking, hey, is it possible for me to move to the Philippines and be happy? That's the guys that I'm trying to get in touch with because I believe if you move over here to the Philippines, no matter what age you are, you'll be completely happy and your budget will be happy as well. I saw a rat running around. There are people amongst makeshift housing built with garbage crap. Again, I have seen some things. I got a video coming up soon, but you guys will see. I had no problem on the video coming up. I had no problem going up in this area and looking at how they live. I had no problem whatsoever. Again, the Philippines is what you make it. Some people may be scared of certain areas and certain things. I'm not scared. The people here are completely safe, in my opinion. Completely safe. They're the most humbling people to be around. I can't stress that enough. Again, I know you had kept audience might had a negative experience. Have I seen a rat? Yes, I actually saw a rat in my ex-girlfriend's house when I actually went and visited her family. I saw a rat, didn't mention it until just now. So again, if you guys are watching, I'm sorry about that. But again, yes, there are rats. There's rats in America. I've actually seen. If you, I'm not sure you guys are familiar with this. Where I come from in Albany, Georgia, when I was a teenager, they took us to a tour of a plant for Miller Light beer, for Miller High Life, or Miller beer, or whatever you call it. They actually showed a tank there to us. And at the bottom of that tank, they cleaned it out. 4 and 5 feet of rats were at the bottom of this dead that had drowned in the beer. And again, I'm sure they filter it out. However, they filter it out. I have seen things. One of my main reasons for coming to the Philippines is one of my favorite places to visit when I was actually vacationing was Jamaica. This is very relatable to Jamaica outside the resorts. And again, it doesn't bother me. It may bother some people. And again, just so you guys know, I come from upper middle class. And I have no issues whatsoever with anything I've seen here in the Philippines. I will walk into their houses. I will have no issues. I will eat their food. And again, that's out of respect. But again, I will eat their food and go in their house and not say a thing about anything there. And I will not have a negative comment come out of my mouth because, again, I have nothing but positive to say about the Philippines. You guys may have different things, but again, this is my take here. I am so happy here. And because of these people, that's why I'm happy. So I'm going to give back. I'm going to give back the happiness they give me. And again, I can't find a negative. Cebu City is very patchy. Again, I haven't seen it. I'm going to show you guys the worst part of Cebu City coming up on a video. I hope you guys enjoy it. It was a humbling experience. And just so you guys know, I actually cried at the end. So in my next video, you're not going to see me cry, but you actually see one of the girls that helped me. You're going to see her say to me that she saw the tears coming out of my eyes. Again, my next video coming up, I actually cried, but again, it was not because of the area I was in. It was because of the happiness that I saw in the lives of the people I was spending time with. So again, that video is to come. Got Eddie Sanders looking forward to a month vacation in the Philippines. Currently a juvenile detention officer and need a break. LOL. Love the channel and the positive energy. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Eddie. I truly appreciate you, man. I appreciate you watching my channel. I'm trying to do my very, very best. And again, I'm not sure if any of you guys know. I'm going to go ahead and put this out there. I've only been doing YouTube for 2 months, for 8 weeks, and I have never been in my entire life a computer guy. Everything that you're seeing me do now, I am learning from doing it. So again, I've never been a very good student. Even when I was in college, I did graduate from college. I've never been a great student. I'm not a very good reader. I'm the kind of person that when I read something, I got to go back and read it like 5 and 6 times just to understand it and comprehend it. Again, that's just me. So again, that could be what they call dyslexia, whatever they call it. I forgot what they call that thing. But again, I've never been a good reader. I like to learn by doing. So again, the energy that I have, it comes from within. It's only amplified by the Philippines and the Philippine people. So again, my energy that I have now is only amplified 5 to 6 times more than it was in America. And again, I did always have energy, but again, I have more here in the Philippines. But again, I thank you so much for commenting and for the positive feedback. I'm only going to try to give you guys the content that I would want to see if I was ever in America trying to make that decision of moving to the Philippines. Robert Billard, Billiard, it could be either way. I hope I'm saying that correct. Thank you for your down to earth advice. I am on vacation in Cebu right now. Now following in your footsteps. Out daily trying to meet friends and enjoy the Filipino culture. Let's meet for brews. I'm ready when you are. So when you're ready, you can contact me via Facebook. Again, that's Britt, Britt, McAllister, Mcalister. Send me over a messenger. I'm actually looking for people that give me message requests. I used to not do that, but now I'm actually looking at that now for people who may be wanting to send me a message. Again, hit me up on Messenger, and I'll be more than happy to have a drink with you. Capital Ideas, Robert Billiard. Are you dating there? Now that I can't answer for Robert. I'll let Robert, and if he answers, I'll let you guys know. All right. Now, I always get confused when I see this. Just so you guys know, on YouTube, both my brother and my dad come up as Michael McAllister, and so this is either going to be my dad or my brother. Thank you so much for watching. Dogs made the NCAA tournament for the first time in 10 years, playing in the SEC tournament tonight. Go Dogs! Sick 'em, sick 'em. Ain't nothing finer in the land than a drunk, obnoxious Georgia fan. Go Dogs! Go Dogs! Go Dogs! And I don't know the whole thing. My brother's very good at that, but again, that's the part that I know about. I know something about coming down the street in the red and black. I know all about that, but again, whoever that is, brother or dad, I'm not sure which one. My brother's name actually he goes by Cleet, and my dad is Mike. So again, love you guys, Mr. Dave. What neighborhood of Cebu do you live in, Mr. Brett? I live at Marco Polo. It's called Opus, and again, it's about a 5 to 8 minute ride by motorbike to the Ayala Central Block Mall in IT Park. Thanks for commenting. Capital idea is yes. For some reason, it's become much harder to date or generally meet new friends in the U.S. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. I actually, again, kind of put this in perspective about meeting people in the U.S. and meeting people here. Again, I talked briefly about it before. I'm going to tell you basically the full story. So again, I was actually in Gulf Shores, Alabama. Bought a brand new condo there. Lived there for about 2.5, 3 years, and had a hard time meeting new friends. So I actually put my condo up for sale. And again, a lot of it was because also I'm not sure if you guys are knowing this or dealing with this yourself. Anybody down in Florida, anyone down in the southern part of Alabama, this new assessment thing is out of this world. And I'm talking about assessments where you're getting billed like 18. My last assessment was for 18,000 US dollars for the year, just for the insurance for the outside of the building. Again, I also had to have insurance for myself on the inside of the building for my contents and not, for the actual walls inside my building, but for the actual outside of the building, I was already paying insurance of about $600 per month for the outside of the building, and it was assessed $18,000 for the year. So again, you can tack on another, what's that, $1,400 or $1,500 per month. So again, look at all the expense that I'm paying for a mortgage down there in Gulf Shores or in the Florida area. So again, if your mortgage is already $1,500 and you're paying, another $1,000, $1,500 on top of it, now you're at $3,000. Then you add, again, I was over $3,000 a month. But again, back to what you guys asked about. So again, I put my condo up for sale in Gulf Shores, and actually, while it was actually being up on the market, I decided, hey, let me try a different area. So I actually moved to Pensacola, Florida, to stay in an Airbnb on a 6-month contract for Airbnb right downtown Pensacola. I went out literally. I'm not. This is not a false statement. I went out every single day, every single night, at least after I got off of work, every single night for 2.5, 3 months. Did I meet people? Yes. Pensacola people, they were very nice and friendly in Pensacola, very nice and friendly. The problem is I did not meet friends. I cannot stress how important it is to have friends in life. And again, my best friend being my brother, I miss him every day. I wish he was here. I think he is an idiot for not moving here because he has the funds to do it. But again, I met acquaintances. I didn't meet friends. And it's great to have good friends. I don't think there's, in life, you have to have friends, guys. So again, Mr. Dave, Vietnam is now 90 days with a $25 e-visa. Multiply entry is $50. So again, you guys can see here, they're answering one of my questions I had about Vietnam. Now you're allowed 90 days. So again, there's a huge difference between on a regular passport. There's a huge difference to me between a 90-day stay and a 3-year stay. Now, again, do you leave the Vietnam after the 90 days and for an hour, for 24 hours, and you can return and stay back for 90 days again? I don't know. Again, I will look more into that. But again, I think that's the case probably like it is like in other areas. Now, I have heard, and again, you guys can comment if you guys know the answer to this question. I have heard that in Thailand, being a foreigner, you can actually move there as long as you have a certain amount of money in the bank, and you can actually get a 1-year visa right off the bat. And again, I've heard that's a new rule regulation that they just put in place. So again, for foreigners going to Thailand, I believe that you can actually have a certain amount of money in the bank and you get a 1-year visa without doing all the extensions. Captain Ron wanting to know from Smurf Crusher, how much is your rent in Baguio? All right. Oh, Smurf Crusher. I'm paying 25,000 pesos for a 1-bedroom, 2 CR with balcony. Wow, 25,000 pesos only? I'm paying 25,000 and I only got 1 CR and I have no balcony, but I do have amazing views, guys. I have a corner unit and I have a view of Cebu City, the IT park and business park. And then on my living room side, I'm overlooking the mountain. So I actually have great views here without a balcony, though. Britt, please go to Waterfront La Hogue They are they are having the International Travel Festival. Good for networking. Good to hear. I'll look that up when I actually get finished with this live. I'll look that up and see what I can find about that. I love the festivals here. So again, good information. Thank you so much. Appreciate you watching. Douglas Burns. Brit is an inexpensive hotel when I get to Cebu for 4 weeks. I gave that information earlier, and also I did a video on that. So if you want to go back and look at one of my videos, I think the video on the thumbnail it says $39. I was only listing what they told me at the hotel. When I got back to my house and I started doing some research later on, I found out I think it was around $26. And again, looking at hotels over here in the Philippines, there's an app called Agoda. That's the one I would lean heavily upon is Agoda to actually look at all my hotel stays here in the Philippines. And again, I think I found it for around $26 when I got it in the U.S. And again, that was including free breakfast and a free lunch. So again, that was called the Golden Prince Hotel, which is actually in the business park area. Smurf Crusher, same as you, Britt. Watch Old Dog, New Tricks, That Philippines Life, other channels to learn about the Philippines. Sold everything and moved here. First time, no previous visit. How'd it work out for you? If you're like me, Smurf Crusher, you're loving it. Thinking it's the best decision you ever made. Again, the Philippines was made for me. I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me. So guess how I feel about the Philippines. That's a little kiss for you. Steven, just finished visiting my Filipino fiance for the third time near IT Park, waiting on the K1 visa that is taking forever to finish processing. I don't know the K1 visa. Is that the same thing as the SRRV? I don't know. Again, a little bit about the SRRV. If you're retired military, I think you got to have 10,000 US dollars sitting in a account here in the Philippines in a bank account, a local bank account, to have that visa. And if you're not retired military, I think it's a $20,000 amount for US dollars in an account you have to actually hold there. And again, that cannot change. The 10,000, 20,000 must remain there at that size of a deposit at all times. Again, that's to have the SRRV visa. Stephen, when we traveled to again, I'm terrible about this right here, but I know Pangliao, Bantayan Island, and Leyte to visit her family. The only one that I know, the two I know out of there are Bantayan. I know Leyte. Again, I don't like to try to pronounce all these words and all these different islands and different places, but again, Bantayan Island is fantastic. Leyte was amazing. Again, I like Ormoc. Ormoc could be a great place to visit and stay, guys, to live actually, because Ormoc had an amazing boardwalk right on the water. And the amazing thing about the boardwalks here, guys, is people actually will come out every morning just to watch the sunrise. I ain't talking about like 10 people. I'm talking about hundreds of people coming out every single morning to watch the sunrise. And at sunset, there will be thousands of people out there watching the sunset just to watch it, record it, watch it, have all their friends lined up on the boardwalk, just talking and having a good time, guys. So again, if you go to like places like Toledo, if you go to places like Karkar, Naga, Ormoc, and again, I'm sure there's a lot more. Dumaguete is another great example. I think people love Dumaguete. It has a great boardwalk. Again, but I'm glad you're traveling over here to Bantayan Island and to Leyte. Again, I appreciate the feedback you're giving me. And again, I'd like to hear more about your adventures. And again, if you want to meet sometime soon and have an interview, I'm here for you. I'd appreciate it. Stanley Booth. Hello, Britt from Western Tidewater, Virginia. My wife is from Backloyd. We went to Jollibee in Virginia Beach on Saturday after I got a haircut from a Filipino barbershop in Virginia Beach. Ah, it's good to hear. So are you actually here in the Philippines now? And are you living here? Are you here for long term? Here for life? Are you here for just a visit? Ken, love it all, Brett. Yes, I love the Philippines. I love it all. I take it all in right here. I take it in here every single day. I love the Philippines. Love the Philippines. So again, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Ken, let's get real. How much should we try to save before moving there? I did a video on this. And again, I've told people this before. I cannot say how much you need to save before moving here. I was 53 when I retired at the end of 53 in December. My birthday is January 1st. And I moved here January the 5th of January 2024 when I was 54 years old. I can only go by my age and my particular situation. But again, I did a video about this. It's called Financing My Move or Financing the Move to the Philippines. Again, it's about my fifth or sixth video that I put out when I first got on YouTube. I go in detail on how much money I had. I didn't hold anything back, guys. Just so you guys know, people told me I should take the video down. I told about how much money I had when I moved here. I'm talking about in cash, what I had in savings. I talked about what I have in savings, where I put it, what I did with it, and how my budget worked out for me here in the Philippines. Again, I talked about that in detail. But again, my budget here is $3,000 per month, and depending on your age, a lot of factors go into that. What kind of lifestyle do you want? Again, my lifestyle is fantastic. I live between $1,700 and $2,200 per month, and I have a fantastic life. I don't hold nothing back. I eat out every meal. I go and get massages at least 3 to 4 times per week. I meet with friends every single day. I've only been to one movie since I've been here, but again, I shop. For example, I went off and got a new laptop when I got here. I went and got a new webcam because you guys told me my last audio was terrible. I have bought a new drone. I've bought new camera equipment. I bought a brand new TV for my bedroom. I bought a brand new motorbike. I pay for gas every single day. Not every single day. I would say about once every 2 weeks, I fill up the motorbike, and about every month, I fill up the car. But again, I got expenses here. But again, I don't even think about the expenses. I just go out and I do. A typical day would be me going and meeting my friends at 10:30 at the Starbucks, hanging out there until about 12:30, and then from there going to eat lunch with some of the guys there at the meeting, and then we go and have a lunch, and then after that, I may, if we separate or do our own thing, then I'll separate and I'll go to the mall like I always do. I go to the fourth floor of the Ayala Central Block Mall, and I will get myself a mango shake at Thirsty. Again, a shout out to Thirsties. Give me a mango shake, and then I walk around a little bit and just meet some of my friends that actually own businesses there. And then I'll walk around the area of IT Park and just take in the scenery. And by the time you know it, it's already dinner time. So I'll stick around there and I'll have dinner with a friend or two, or just actually have dinner by myself and just hang out there and meeting new people. And again, a lot of my time here recently has been about YouTube. So again, I am mostly out trying to get new content for you guys. And the reason why, it also keeps me busy. This YouTube thing has been amazing. I mean, it keeps me busy, keeps me on my toes on becoming better at this craft. And again, I'm brand new. Only been doing it for 2 months, but again, it's an amazing time to go out there and try to find content that I find interesting, and I think that would get me over the fence to the Philippines if I was ever in America. Also, on top of that, again, I'm always going traveling. Again, I just got back from Mindanao. Before that, I had a trip to Bantayan Island. Before that, I went to Camotes Island. Before that, I went down to Dumaguete and actually met my cousin down there in Darwin. And I mean, I've traveled. I mean, I'm traveling all the time. Again, I'm trying to get to the point where I'm actually doing 1 to 2 trips per month. That may not sound much to you guys, but here, don't put that in perspective. People, oh, you're not traveling that much. Oh, yeah. Over in America, guys, I happen to have 5 weeks vacation when I work for the Teamsters Union. 5 weeks vacation. I use that 5 weeks to go either on 3 all-inclusives or 2 cruises each and every year. Again, I use 5 weeks every single year. So I went on either 3 cruises and two all-inclusives, or 3 cruises and 2 all-inclusives. Again, I use my vacation. If I count that up, if I'm using my head right, my math right, that's 5 vacations in a year going somewhere sweet and nice. Okay? If I go on 1 or 2 trips here per month, if I do my math correctly, if I do it 1 time per month, that'd be 12 vacations per year while I'm on vacation. So my brother talks to me about this all the time. I'm going on vacation while I'm on vacation. So that'd be 12 per year. If I do two vacations while I'm on vacation per month, that'd be 24 vacations a year. So again, oh, you're not traveling enough. That means you guys are just really not traveling enough. If you're living in America and you're only getting a few weeks vacation a year, get over here to the Philippines. Go on vacation while you're on vacation, guys. Talking right at you. Go on vacation while you're on vacation. You'll never look back. You'll never regret it. With your background, and if you know Xactimate and could write estimates remotely during storm season and only in kill it, you may have no interest just mentioning it, given your work. I use Xactimate every single day. In fact, it's kind of strange in my business. When I was in the roofing industry, I use Xactimate only to give estimates, where it's actually a written agreement or a written estimate. Up here, I would actually give an estimate when I'm sitting there at the house. I had to get on my calculator on my phone, and actually I could give an estimate right there. And I would always tell the homeowner, "Hey, yes, this is going to be very close to the exact estimate that I'm giving you right now. Again, it's off the top of my head, and then I will give them a written estimate later." But again, I probably could. And again, I'm going to give you like a little background here, Derek Houston. My last year working in the roofing industry, I probably worked somewhere between 5 and 20 hours per week, every week. And I cleared $152,000 my last year there. Again, working between 5 and 20 hours per week. Again, I was working part-time because I was actually moving to the Philippines. But again, that's too much. My brother's over there making great money. Again, when I worked hard in the roofing industry, I'm talking about the 4:30 in the morning until 9 o'clock at night, guys. I was pushing 300. So I was making good money. But you know what? All the money in the world, all the trinkets. That's what my dad calls them. He calls them trinkets. All the boats, all the Corvettes, all the Jeeps, all the nice places on the beach. I had a house, a condo right on the water where actually I could push a button and it lowered my boat into the water. I'd give it up in a heartbeat to move over to the Philippines. I'm not working, guys. My time is my time. I'm actually living life. I'm living free. I get up when I want. I go to bed when I want. I go use the restroom when I want to. I go eat when I want to. I don't have a slave master telling me, "Hey, you can't go to the restroom. Hey, you can't go eat yet because we have customers." I do what I want when I want, and that takes all that stress right off my shoulders. I'm doing what I want when I want. So again, I could probably, in fact, I probably get calls today on my old number from previous customers. Actually, I probably could have sold my number to someone, and they could have got the number, to get all the referrals from my phone number from this phone calls coming in. But I just didn't. I don't want to work. I'm ready to start living. I have a budget. It works for me, and I'm going to keep doing it. Again, I'm happy here in the Philippines. Stanley Booth Stevens. I went through K1 visa 2001. I don't know what a K1 visa is. So again, if you get the answer, is that the same thing as the SRRV or SSRV? It's SRRV. I think it's SRRV. Is that the same thing? William Hines. I am 76-year-old disabled vet, but still very active. Been on the fence for a year and just started getting rid of junk. Again, that's what I call stuff junk. I sold a lot of stuff to my brothers, junk. That's gas grills, clothes, whatever it may be. I had a crossbow, things like that. Thought I would come over for a couple of weeks in October, November, and see. You won't regret it. I love it here. Again, that's my opinion. My opinion only. The Philippines has worked out for me. So I can't sit there and tell you guys for a fact or for sure that when you move over here or you come visit over here, it's going to be for you. I am telling you from my perspective, it's the best decision I ever made. I love it here. My life here is amazing. So again, that's just coming from me. But I will leave a light on for you. So come over here and visit me, and I will leave a light on for you. Charles, good morning from, oh my God, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that word. Seychelles? Seychelles? Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. William Hines, dogs. Oh, dogs there. Never mind. I thought you were talking about them Georgia dogs, them Georgia Bulldogs. Yes, there are dogs here. You actually see them walking out around on the streets. Uh, hogs here. I've never seen hogs in person. Again, I think one time in Battalion Island, I saw two hogs that were tied to a tree. They're probably getting them ready to eat, probably. But again, I've only seen hogs that way. I haven't really seen hogs out in public. No, I've never seen any pigs walking around in public. Or you may be saying what I'm telling you, dogs. Who does my Georgia Bulldogs? Who would the hogs be? Gamecocks, hogs, frogs. Are you telling me, Captain Ron? It's not what you got; it's what you give. Ain't the life you choose; it's the life you live. Tesla, right? Oh yeah. It's not what you got; it's just what you give. It's what you give, what you give. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember all the words of the song. I remember it was a very good song though when I was growing up. I grew up again on the hair bands. So again, rock out to the hair bands from the 80s. Mr. Dave, when will Britt get a Filipino wife or girlfriend? I am working on it. It's very difficult to find a perfect Filipina. And again, I want perfection. And again, it's very difficult. Again, things I've talked about in a video in the past, having to deal with someone who's working or going to school. I mean, I want to spend time with my girlfriend. I want to get to know them. And part of that lifestyle will be them traveling with me. I have met a nice young lady and we talk. And again, I do some texting back and forth on some of the dating apps. But again, for the most part, I try to do one on one and try to get to know a person. But again, you got to make sure it's right. And again, when each one of you guys come over here, take it slow. Don't move fast. Um, you're going to have to be aware that there are scammers out there, and they will play a long game with you guys. They will play the long game with you. They will move in with you, and they will do a long game and actually act like they love you and they're there for you and they're the best thing since sliced bread. But they may have an end game there. There's a lot over here, and again, things that I have seen that actually would help you guys, and I'm going to mention them now. Don't hold it against me. But for you guys that are coming over here, some things you don't have in the States, you have special massages over here. That's all I'm going to say. You have special massages over here. So again, if you're lonely back in America, and again, the reason I say that is I would never go to a place or an establishment like that in America knowing it's illegal, knowing that if you walked into one and you're getting that special massage, that all of a sudden cops would come and give a raid, and now you're going to jail, and you're going to be on the front page of the news. And the reason why, if I went on the front page of the news in the roofing industry, my customers are seeing that, and I will never get a customer again. So again, over here in the Philippines, if you're that lonely, again, I know you guys. A lot of you guys are lonely. Get me. I understand it. I understand it completely. I was one of those lonely guys in America, having a hard time getting a date. So believe me, I know where you guys are coming from. That's the entire reason for my YouTube channel. I know where you're coming from. I know the loneliness. I know trying to, having to try to meet friends and you can't meet the friends, trying so hard to be a part of the fit in crowd. Believe me, I know, guys. Here, I fit in. Again, I fit in with my brother and my dad, my family. Yes, love you guys. But again, I had a hard time fitting in and meeting friends at a older age. Again, never a problem when I was younger. When I was in college, I had lots of friends. When I was in before high school and high school, lots of friends. But again, it became harder once you go through a divorce and now you've been divorced for a long period of time and you're married for a long time, no, a long period of time. I mean, it changes a man. So again, I understand where you guys are coming from. So again, I will work on getting that girlfriend slash wife. And again, I may even have children one of these days. I've never had children till this day. So again, I'm not against it. But again, if my girlfriend or wife wants a child, I will certainly think about it, guys. Mr. Dave, why doesn't Britt's brother move to the Philippines? The reason my brother doesn't move to the Philippines, I'm going to tell you the answer, and then I'm going to explain to you a little bit about the answer. And this is part that I can't get through his skull, and I try every single day. My brother, my dad says, "Oh, your brother loves his job. He loves his job." No, 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 no. My brother likes the money he makes from his job. Again, I've asked my brother on several occasions, and again, he works a lot of hours. Like my old hours. He's working a lot of hours, 60 plus a week, guys, 60 plus a week. And here's the thing. If they would change him to hourly and pay him $10 or even $20 an hour, does he love that job good enough to stay there? No. So he don't love his job. He likes the money. And I always make jokes about him, about Ebenezer Scrooge, money can only get you so much happiness. And I hate to say that. I've watched it firsthand. It can only get you so much happiness. Live life to its fullest. And the only reason he's not here, and again, I think his girlfriend doesn't like the Philippines because I think it's probably because of the Filipino dating culture over here. Or again, it could be because they call it a third world country, which it's not. But again, I think the main reason is he's making good money. He thinks he can build up to instead of having right now instead of having a $6,000 budget per month over here in the Philippines now, he wants to get to a $10,000 budget per month so he can actually travel to Greece and Italy and Spain. I'm talking right at you, Cletus. I'm sorry, but what's going to happen is just like what happened to Pop. You're going to sit on the porch, throwing a ball to a dog, and living your life, going up to the car business saying, "Hey, you got any good car deals today? Do you have any good car deals?" And I hate that for you because you could be over here right now starting to live life with me. Love you. Next here, Joe Boyd. Hi, Brett. FYI, if you call an Aussie a champ, it's a put down. I've changed doing the champions. Actually, I'm actually doing friend and buddy now. So again, I've had my last live. We talked about that, so I'm not doing that anymore. So we're going to be looking at doing just buddies and friends. I know it's weird in Australia. How far are you from the Australian style Versailles condos? Now that I don't know. I can't tell you. Um, Let me just look it up. And I'll see if I can tell you. Now, again, I don't even know where that's at. The Australian style. I'll come back to that after. But again, thanks for commenting. Appreciate it. When are you and Chad Foster going on your road trip? Will be fun to watch you guys. I think we're planning on going to Samar sometime next week. Again, things get changed because things do pop up in our lives. But again, we're planning on going sometime next week to Samar for a few days. Again, I'm not sure how long the trip's going to be. If we're going to go to Samar, head through Leyte, and then come back here, or we're going to go from Leyte down through Bohol, for example, and end up going down to Mindanao. I don't know. But again, coming up. Jason, do you have a pension to rely on for funds, or did you save up money on your own? I'm 20 years from retirement, but already looking for retirement places. Thanks for tuning in. As I said, I did a video about this. If you go back and look at my previous videos, and again, I could spend days, or not say days, I could probably spend hours talking about this. I did a video about this. And I didn't hold back. I told you guys exactly what I had at 54 years old, how much I come over here having in the bank, what I had in savings. I don't have a pension. I do have a pension coming in when I turn 60 from the Teamsters Union. I do have a union pension coming in when I turn 60. But again, I'm not 60 yet. I also have my Social Security. I also have an annuity set up for me as well. So I don't have my budget when I turn 60 is going to be about double the size it is now. So again, I'm looking forward to having that 60-year-old budget. But until then, I'm just going to live life and enjoy the Philippines. But again, go back and if you look at my previous videos, you will see a video. I think its name was Financing the Move to the Philippines. You will see a detailed analysis of how and what I had to make the move over here to the Philippines. And again, I did retire. People say, basically about 8 or 10 years early in America to move here. I don't want to try to pronounce your name, but love watching you singing. Hope to hear music on your videos soon. I've tried to do a lot more music things. Again, I didn't sing, for example, the songs I would like to sing on my video where I walked around and did singing in public. And the reason why I tried to do a video where I actually sang with a band. And one of my favorite songs to sing is "With Arms Wide Open" by Creed. And the reason why I can't do that is actually they do a copyright on it. I guess the copyrights come from the band themselves, and they don't even if I use their words and I'm singing with a band, where actually I'm not even using their vocals and or their music instruments, they still flag it. So again, that's very strange to me. But again, um, I love singing, guys. So that's one of my big things. I mean, you think I'm a singer? My brother knows over 500 songs by heart without using the karaoke video screen to look at the words. I know about 5 songs, but again, I love singing. And again, the big thing that I say is different here from the Philippines, which my brother would love this. I mean, he would love it because everywhere you go, you have live music here. You can walk up to any live band over here or somebody performing live, and they'll let you sing with them. And again, my brother sings all the time. In fact, he has a machine in his house, a karaoke machine that's worth thousands and thousands of dollars, a big time high dollar in machine. But again, he loves doing karaoke. So you think that I'm bad over here? In America, I would never go out in public and just start singing out loud. My brother probably would do that. I would not. Whereas here, I go out in front of people all the time. I just start singing and going and carrying on. So again, appreciate it. I am doing the oath taking for the SRRV next week. The process took almost 4 months, incredibly slow. I'm glad you commented on that again. You're looking at 4 months, and he's finally getting his oath taking this coming up week. So again, thanks for the comment, and also appreciate you watching. By the way, K1 visa is a fiance visa to marry a foreigner in the U.S. Like the show 90 Day Fiance. That's good to hear. I truly appreciate it, guys. All the informative information. Um, One thing I'm kind of wanting to know about, and people ask me all the time, and I do not know the answer to that. When you marry a Filipina, I've heard it's very, very difficult to get that Filipina to leave to go to the U.S. I'm not meaning that she doesn't want to go. I've heard it's very difficult to get the Philippine country to allow her to go to America. So again, if you guys have any comments on that, let me know how hard it is to get your fiance or your wife from the Philippines to America. Douglas Burns, Britt, did you get any vaccination shots before you travel? I did not. I had my shots when I was a kid. When back in the day when you actually went to elementary school and middle school, I think they required you to take shots back in the day. So I took those shots back when I was a child, but I haven't had any shots since. Again, I haven't been sick. Now I say vaccines. Now I'll take that back, and I did because my ex-wife wanted me to do it so we could actually travel to the during the pandemic. I did get the shots for COVID. I wish I'd never would have done it. Now, when I look back on it, but again, I did have the shot and actually had the second one. I never got a booster after that, but I did have the original shot, and I had the booster. But again, I wish I wouldn't have done that. But again, that's the only thing that I did have. And again, the only reason I did that is because without the vaccine back then, they didn't allow you to get on a plane and travel. I couldn't go to any of my all inclusives or on my cruises without having the vaccines. And again, I know they shut down cruises for a while, but I did cruises before and after, so that kind of gives you an idea. But again, no vaccines. Stanley, I'm here in Virginia, but may visit again in a couple of years. I'll be here. I'll leave the light on for you. And again, I'm not sure. They said Motel 6 was the one that said that. I'll leave the light on for you. Jason, I'll have to go back and find your earlier videos. Again, I probably got, I don't know how many videos. I would say over 60 videos now that I've actually put out. And I've been doing this for 2 months. So again, I've almost put out one video per day, to be honest with you. So again, for all you viewers out there watching, you want to see my content, please share it with others. People that are thinking about coming to the Philippines, share it with your friends. I have at least 60 videos that I put out for you guys, talking about all the different content I believe to be found very informative here about making a decision to move to the Philippines, and also about just being here in the Philippines in general. So go back and watch my previous videos. I had at least 60. I've probably put out at least one video per day in the last 60 days. John Atkins, we stayed at the Bai Hotel with rooftop pool and restaurant and spent the day at Shangri-La, Mactan Island. I've heard great things about Shangri-La and about Bai Hotel. Again, I've heard that it's a little different. It's a little expensive. Somebody was telling me the other day that I've done several of the day passes for some of the resorts in Mactan Island, and again, one of the ones I go to, I've been there I think 3 times already. I've been to Dusit. If I'm saying that correctly. Dusit was a fantastic place to visit for the day. It's 20 guys. Excuse me. It's $20, guys. $20 US to go there for the day. And they actually have both a day pass and a night pass. I think the day pass is from like 6 in the morning or maybe 10 in the morning, and it lasts until 6 in the evening, and it comes with a free lunch. And they also have a night pass, which actually starts around, I think, 4 in the afternoon all the way up until 12 midnight. And again, you also get free dinner buffet with that. So again, very good. And you get a free towel. You get free access to some of their like the boats and things like that. Like, not saying motorboats, but you get like like little paddle boats and things like that. And you get access to a beach, a pool, and live music entertainment. So again, very good thing. But I've heard there's another place that I think they called it the Reef. And somebody told me it was like $150. That's like going somewhere in the United States for a day pass. I thought that was pretty high. Saw you were in Mactan. Would you want to live in Mactan, Newtown? Mactan, Newtown is a brand new area that's being built up right now. So again, I am going to go there here in the near future. I will go there and do a video on updates on the construction being done there. I heard that they're still vacant and they haven't really started renting out completely yet. Again, I will go over there here soon and do another tour. The problem I have moving over there, and again, I like resorts. I love resorts. And I would not mind living in a resort community, is my friends are right here, guys. I mean, it's so difficult. I understand. Maybe people don't understand. Yes, I moved here by myself, but I'm not by myself anymore. And my friends are right here. I'd hate to have to drive 40 minutes to come visit them for a coffee in the morning. So again, that'd be my one reserve on doing something like that. Derek Houston, Yahoo! Appreciate it. Yes, respect, respect, respect. Appreciate it so much. We got Joe. More money, more problems. You have to get the balance of too much or too little. The enough to live the life you want to live or you want to live it. I'm moving towards minimalization, keeping it simple. That's what I did. I'm keeping it simple now, guys. I mean, my budget before was around, I'm trying to think. being that I was 1099, and I bring this up to my brother all the time. If I'm making close to 300,000 and I'm only paying limited taxes on it because I'm 1099 and I'm writing off all my expenses. I even write off my boat because my boat was actually a second home. I get to write off all the interest that I paid while before I paid it off. But I write off my cars, my gas, I write off all these different things. I probably, I clear great money off that 300. Whereas him, you're working 300, he's giving 80K just to federal. I didn't do that. I didn't pay 80K for all my taxes. So again, I made a lot of money. I spent a lot of money. So I lived a very good lifestyle in America, but again, unhappy. Money does not bring you happiness. And I think as of right now, a lot of people in America are happy by making the big money. You don't have to make a lot of money to be happy. You could be over here in the Philippines right now being completely happy. So again, yes, simple life, very good over here. Carlos P. here in Birmingham, Alabama. That's where I came from. Does your brother and dad live here? Then my brother and dad actually live in Albany, Georgia. Again, not too. I think it's about 5 hours from Birmingham. They were about 4 hours from 4.5 hours from me when I was actually down in Gulf Shores. But again, I lived in Birmingham for about 3 years. That's where I started in the roofing industry. Actually, it was longer than that. I lived in Birmingham for probably 6 or 7 years before I moved down to Gulf Shores. But again, I love Birmingham. If you haven't checked out Perry's Steakhouse, they actually have the A5 Wagyu there as a appetizer. Check it out because Perry's is by far the best place to go for dinner there. And again, they have a very good pork chop. It's called the best pork chop in the world. I'll post that one of these days on my short so you guys can actually see that pork chop. It's an amazing pork chop. Razorbacks now Arkansas. Talking about I got you now. At the beginning, I was thinking about dogs, like dogs walking around the street here. I was like, there's no pigs walking around the street. And I put some thought to it and said, oh yeah, he's talking about pigs. The hogs. So I kind of had to think about the Arkansas Razorbacks. Yes, appreciate it. Sweet, sweet. Time to come eat. Mike Presley. I live in Liberty Park, Vestavia. Yes, I was actually I did a lot of roofs there in Vestavia Hills. Of course, very good place to live in Birmingham. But again, very costly. And if you haven't been to Perry Steakhouse, actually, I want to put this in words for you. There's another place there. God, I forgot the name of it. There's a place right beside a mall there um, that is in Vestavia. And that mall had a restaurant there where people would pull up in their Porsches and their Corvettes. And again, I had a Corvette. So you pull up in your Corvette or your Porsche and you park out front. That restaurant was okay, very high dollar. And again, the restaurants we're talking about here being Perry's and this other restaurant, again, I forgot the name. But it's actually owned by the Outback franchise, which is the other one. It's a la carte. So you're paying like $60 for a steak with nothing on, nothing, no sides or anything, just a steak, $60. But Perry's is the same way. But again, they had a special there at Perry's where you actually got the pork chop dinner for a special price. I think it was like $20, only like one day per week. I think it was on Sundays. But again, I would go to Perry's and I would get that steak dinner, that pork chop dinner for $20. You're going to be amazed. It's so white glove that they bring it to your table wearing white gloves. They cut it and carve it right in front of you, cutting it in four different sections of the pork chop. And again, it's a huge pork chop. And they know that you're not going to be able to finish it all because it's such a big pork chop. It's about 4 inches, 5 inches thick. The pork chop is. They actually give you cooking instructions to reheat it later on. And you will always take more extra home with you. Was talking about Arkansas Razorback. Yes, Riss. Yes. Go Hogs. Jeff Brown, I'm planning to head to Cebu and start retirement around May. Would love to connect at one of the Expat Coffee get-togethers. Hope to meet you there. Again, our guys, we meet at Starbucks that's actually attached to Ayala Central Block Mall. And again, we get there sometime around 10:30, 11. I haven't been going as much as I want, guys. I used to go all the time. Again, I've cut back a lot because of YouTube. YouTube is time-consuming. But I enjoy it, though. Jeff Brown, great time in the market to retire. Yes. I'm here. I'm ready for you. I think it's either from my brother or my dad. William Hines. I love Sam Pittman. Was a great coach for us, and I think has been a good coach at Arkansas. I hope he can have a good season to give him some more time. It's tough to win in the SEC. Yep. I wish him nothing but the best if he comes from Dog Nation. Buzz Maccabee. You can sing, but don't turn it into the Gong Show. Okay. Appreciate the comments. I love singing. Is the Menda Residence Veterans Drive Basay is the condos I'm referring to? I thought they are up in the mountain area near you. I will look that up. Again, I don't know. Again, I haven't done a lot of research on that. Again, I've tried to do the condos actually where I've lived. I try to do those condos and just try to give you guys a perspective of the condos around. You guys are probably missing it. So I'll give you guys a heads up. I will be coming out in the near future doing some more condo videos. I'll be making more appointments to make it a habit to give you guys at least 2 to 3 videos regarding living here in the condos here in Cebu in the near weeks to come. So again, I will be getting back to that because they did very well for me as far as viewership, and also I think it's very informative for you guys that are moving up here to the Philippines. Love you. With all my heart. Love you. My brother. My real brother. Love you. Like McAllister, Sam's great. I think our quarterback will have a pretty good season. Good to hear. Good to hear. Stephen, it takes a long time to get a K1 approved, and they will try to scare and talk the Filipino out of moving to the U.S., but it is ultimately up to her to make the final decision. So again, is it automatic? I've heard things like the only way possible they'll allow a Filipino to go to the U.S., and again, this is from what I'm hearing, even if married, is if, for example, she has children and she's going to leave her children here in the Philippines. That gives her a reason to have to come back. Um, it has to be maybe she has a business here, for example. But again, I would like to discuss that further with people who actually know the answers to those questions because I've heard it's extremely hard to get a Filipina back to the U.S. because they already know she's not coming back. Jason, good info. Your channel will continue to grow. Keep it up. I appreciate it. I'm just trying to be me and trying to do the best I can to give you guys some content regarding the Philippines, things that I wish I would have known when I came over here. And I'm just trying to keep it real. I'm trying to keep it very, very real with you guys. Let you guys know what my thoughts are pertaining to each one of the subjects and each one of the topics. And I'm trying to just keep it real with you guys. So again, I appreciate you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. Again, I'm trying to be me. Thought the SRRV was 1,500 US dollars for retired military. Not an expert here. I am not sure about that. Again, I've always heard you have to have a certain amount of money in an account here, in a regular bank account that's actually set by the government. Again, I'm not sure of that, but again, I will look into that further for next time's video. I will actually look that up and I will find out more about the SRRV for you guys. Stanley Booth, the U.S. Embassy interviews is the main hurdle and only going to get worse with the IQ 47 admin. I expect staffing cuts to many foreign U.S. embassies. If you can pay the grifter in chief, I don't know if that's 5 million, you can come, or five. I don't know what the 5M is. 5 million? I guess that's what that is. But again, I would like to know more about that. Appreciate the informative information. Again, thank you so much for your feedback. Heisenberg Sandalcastle, you were a contractor. Yes, I was actually a contractor before moving to the Philippines. I was 1099. I worked in the roofing industry. I was the sales manager for a roofing company by the name of Cardinal Roofing. And one of the best jobs I ever had. Again, I give a thumbs up to my best friend who actually owned the company at the time, Jody Rogers. Great guy. And again, he won't retire. He's actually sold the business, and now he's actually doing um, other work. But again, thumbs up to him. But again, yes, I was in the roofing industry, sold roofs every single day. Most of my clients were basic homeowners. I'd walk up to your house, I'd knock on your door, let you know that I see possible damages on your roof, either done by hail or wind. And then I would actually say, hey, I can get your insurance company to pay for your roof. And then I would give you guys about an hour talk to, where I'm actually just doing a basic conversation with you guys for like an hour, hour and a half, talking to you about roofing and what I'm going to be doing for you and your insurance company. And then I get your insurance company to pay for your roof. That's how I got paid. You're a risk management insurance agent. Yep, I said I use you guys. I use insurance companies every single day. I worked hand in hand with State Farm, Allstate. Trying to think, Cincinnati, Geico, which they didn't actually have homeowners insurance, but they actually had third party. But again, Farmers, all the guys out there. I remember all the guys in the insurance industry. Loved them all. Hey, I caught a live one from South Florida, and I worked in Birmingham once. Yes, yes, yes. Appreciate you tuning in. Thanks so much. See, Paul, vacation for the second power. Thanks so much for commenting. Jojo, are you looking to buy a home or land there in the Philippines? I'm going to tell you what, I don't know if I want to own land. Even if I had the option, even if I were married and I had the option to buy land, I'll tell you the reason why. I love condo life. I love having the nice pool. I like having the amenities. I like the convenience because a lot of times, especially here in like Cebu City, the condos are right beside all the things you could be doing, like going to the mall, going to the movies, going to all the restaurants, meeting your friends. I mean, everything is like right here. So again, I'll probably end up buying a condo in the near future. So again, I probably will buy a condo. But thanks for commenting. Sorry, we're stuck. Sorry, we stuck you with Kirk Cousins. He was my guy. I appreciate the comment. Kirk Cousins. I think did he just leave? He's in Atlanta now. No, I think about it. Didn't he get? Yeah, he was in Atlanta, so he did a pretty good job at the beginning. I think then he fell apart a little bit towards the bottom. Kirk Cousins. That sounds right to me. I went through K1 finance fiance visa with Russian wife. It was a mountain to climb. I've heard the same thing. I've heard the same exact thing. So again, thanks for the feedback regarding that. Captain Ron, what's the four other songs you sing? I sing With Arms Wide Open. I sing Buffalo Soldier by Bob Marley. I sing Paint Me a Birmingham by Tracy Lawrence. I sing a few Garth Brooks songs. So I actually may sing a little. I know some of the words for a few more of the extra songs, but I got to look at their screen for some of those. I sing Four Non Blondes, which is actually what's up. And I said, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? To each one of you guys. Razorbacks in the house. Yes, 1,500 US for retired military or 10K. Okay, so that's probably what I was thinking about. So yes, either 1,500 to get approved, you have 1,500 US coming in per month, and or you got to put 10K for the SRRV. And without that, it's 20,000. Again, I do have I have created my own pension over here until I actually get my pension and Social Security. So again, if I ever want to do that, I'll actually have to put 20K without pension. Again, I'll probably do that in the near future. So again, I will look into that. I've heard recently if you buy a condo that you can qualify for a foreigner for some kind of retirement visa in the Philippines. Well, no, no. From what I understand, instead of putting 20K US dollars, 20,000 US dollars in an account here in the Philippines. They also count if you own property for the SRRV. So again, if I ever get the SRRV, it's probably will be because I actually bought a condo, and I will use that condo as my collateral for that 20,000. Again, that's part of that. 1,500 and 1,400 for processing. It's going to add up, but again, you don't have to deal with having the 2 month extensions, which I always got to keep up with that. I actually got to put that on my calendar. Hey, you got a extension coming up. Funny, third day. Jeff, funny, I'm a catastrophe adjuster for insurance companies. Appreciate you. You did me well for, I mean, your company's getting very, very well over my almost 10-year career in the roofing industry. So you guys did me well. Again, I was able to eat pretty good because of the insurance companies. Thank you. How's it going, Paul? Yes, 1,400 for the PRA fees applies to all SRRV categories. Again, thanks so much for that information. I paid for some roofs 30 years ago. I came to the roofing industry not too long ago, so actually it wasn't that long ago for me at all. Welcome, Marine. Sorry you didn't get the notification. I put the notification out a few days ago, and actually, I'm not sure if it's a notification. I'll have to see if I can find out a way to get you guys notified. But I did put on here that I put in a timeline. Excuse me, I put in a time for this actual live today, and I started at 8 a.m. My time, and that'd be 8 p.m. back on the Eastern Coast. So again, sorry what you missed, but you can go back and you can watch it. Can you get fresh mahi there? You know, here's a bad thing, guys. I am not big on seafood. I Back in the day, I would go with my family and we'd eat, uh, fillet of flounder, which I actually love. Fillet of flounder, that was good. I love shrimp. I love crab. um, Lobster, crab legs, everything like that. I love all those things. I've never been like a big fish eater, but again, my brother likes all that. He likes fishing and catching his own fish. I just don't like the taste of fish that much, but I do like fillet of flounder, and I do like the crab legs and the lobster and the shrimp. I like crab cakes. I like things like that, but I'm not a big fish eater. But again, I'm sure they do. Let's see, Joe, advice from a Filipino real estate agent to a foreigner, as if you buy real estate in Philippines, buy a condo, you can actually own it, which makes perfectly sense. Security, lock, and leave. Yes, again, you can be a foreigner here in the Philippines. You can't own the land. Now, again, I do have a friend here who actually does own land. He's from Australia, but again, it was because of a will. He was willed the land, and again, that is legal. But again, I'm not going to go into his particular story, but again, he actually does own land here. He's from Australia. You can own a condo, but not the land or house without a Filipino. Wife is getting her dual citizenship in December. She has naturalized American citizenship, legal citizen for MAGA. Good to hear. Again, I'd like to know a lot more information about how all that works with when you actually marry a Filipino. I'd like to know all that information. And again, here's some of the fees, guys, for Marine: 1,500 for bank to keep, 1,400 for processing SRRV with a minimum of, I think, 1,000 a month, over 40 years of age. Good to know. Thanks so much, Marine. Trust me, the more roofs I buy, the more money I made. I do flood now. After 9,000 roofs, I'm over. Yes, I loved having to get there with the adjusters. Now, again, I have my own guy that actually got up on the roof, who was my inspector. Shout out to Daniel, and he did all my adjuster meetings. But again, thank you guys so much for your duties. Again, it's very tough to get up there on those pitches of some of those roofs. Again, anything when you're talking about a 10-10, 10-12 or 12-12, you're talking about a lot of pitch there again. But again, thank you guys so much. And again, I've actually seen a 16 pitch on a roof. So again, you guys are braver than I am. Now I could probably get like on a roof anything under a 6 I was good with that. Anything under a 6. We'll be landing in Cebu the April 14th. I'll probably be here. I do have some trips coming up, but again, just touch base with me. I'll let you know. Here, somebody says they commented on the last one. It's 50 and over for the SRRV. And again, I am 55. So again, thanks so much. John, hybrid, I hope you're doing well, buddy. I'm doing great. Keep smiling, enjoying your life. Thanks for the great streams. Thank you for watching. Again, you guys are my best friends now. You're my buddies. So again, thank you guys so much. Get some shout outs to you guys. All right, guys, it's been over 2 hours. It's a good stopping point. I want to thank you guys all for stopping by today and taking in my live stream. You guys are the greatest. You're the great friends out there, the buddies that I always wish I had when I was actually back living in the States. Again, thank you so much. It's a privilege to bring you guys the content you're looking for. It's a privilege to be called your friends. Again, thank you so much. I can't say enough. And again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for tuning in. I'll say it one last time. They told me not to say it anymore. I will. Thanks, champions. Thank you so much. And for my shout out, I love the Philippines. See you next time.